Welcome back, and this is lesson 4 in this section 1 of our training, how to get started with Excel. Once again, I am Amaka Ifebunando, your instructor. In this lesson, we'll be looking at how to recognize rows and columns. In a worksheet, it is made up of different rows and columns. So a worksheet is made up of rows and columns. And how do you recognize those rows? The rows are this area of the workbook, and they are in numbers sequentially, 1, 2, 3. And we have over 1 million rows. So it's quite large for you to carry out any tasks you want to on Excel. So the rows are in numbers, while the columns are in alphabet. And each column has its unique alphabet. The columns spans beyond 15,000 columns, while the rows spans beyond 1 million. Right, so we have more than 1 million rows and more than 15,000 columns. Right, so you have quite a large space to carry out any task you want to. So know that your columns are the ones in alphabet, while the rows are in number. That's why when you select any cell, at the point of intersection of a row and a column, a cell is what we have. So that is why in the cell in the name box we have the cell reference, and the cell reference produce the name by combining the column, that's the column letter and the row number. So we have our active cell, which is E6, just as we saw in our previous lesson. And from the column alphabet and the row number, the name is produced. Right. So have it in mind that all the cells that are in a worksheet are a point of intersection of columns and rows. And the columns are in alphabet while our rows are in numbers. So always have that in mind. Your columns are in alphabet, and these alphabets are unique alphabets. No two columns has the same alphabetical name. So we have A to Z, A. So when you scroll, you see after Z, let me scroll. So you see after Z, it starts with A, B. So they are all unique continuously that way. Right, they are all unique. The same thing with our rows. We have more than 1 million rows. You have a large workspace to carry out your tasks. So know that your columns are alphabet while your rows are numbers. So I believe you've understood how to recognize your columns and your rows in an Excel worksheet. This brings us to the end of this lesson. See you in the next lesson.